I got here and the garage door is locked. And the yell locks were put on. Guess I need to make a phone call.
Rainy days don't seem so wet. Stormy nights don't stay. From the moment that we met, you were worth the wait.
Tuesday, January 7th, back at our house to check out the new roof. The guys did such a great job. It's a real good thing that we finished this project the last time we were here, because literally within the next day, we had tons of rain. We decided that we wanted this roof to last as long as possible. So we had the metal roof removed, added a 1/2 plywood decking, installed a 30-year architectural GAF shingle. We also decided to go with the darkest color possible because eventually we are going to paint the house a dark gray, which we thought would go really well with the black roof. One thing we immediately realized was that we couldn't really explain to anybody where the front door actually was. We are solving that problem by removing this window to the left of the garage door and adding a door with a side window. Nick and I are trying to decide what color we want it. Maybe you all can help us decide in the comments. We're pretty sure that Dad was using this part of the garage for storage. Our really good friend Beth, who is brilliant with space planning, came up with the idea of making this a mudroom and bringing all the utilities into this area. We totally agreed, since this centralizes the water heater, electrical panels, and HVAC, and will help maximize the space since we don't have a large floor plan in the main area of the home. Like I had explained earlier, this window in the front, we're thinking of taking out and turning into a front door. This should help us with entry point for this mudroom / HVAC idea. Utilities are probably going to be located around this area, and then laundry room is going to be up against this wall. This is going to be the bathroom for the lower level. It's currently piped in for plumbing, and I got my wish. We're going to have a walk-in shower located right on this side over here. Probably a double sink here if we can fit it, as well as, of course, a toilet. We're thinking of having this area closed off through the hallway space here with a sliding barn door, probably something made by our friends at Sandtown Millworks. Walking through this hallway space, or soon-to-be hallway, into the main lower level. This area is going to be totally changed. We're looking at moving these stairs over to this wall over on that side there. Potentially moving the front door along with it, if you can see in that window in the far back corner. On the back wall here, we're looking to have our kitchen installed, hopefully with an island right where the, I guess, old furnace or wood burning stove is located. Trying to go with an open floor plan down here. It really is the only option that worked when consulting our architect about rearranging things. Once we get this whole space finished off, we're going to be looking at almost 1,800 square feet of livable space. Definitely bumping up the square footage for the home, as most of the upstairs only accounts for about 730-ish square feet. Over here, we're looking at relocating the steps right where that right side window is. New front door is going to be located where that old window is, right back here. This will be an open space for entertaining, and the kitchen will be on the back wall. So as you can see, these stairs are going to be relocated over there. I know I've reiterated that a bunch of times now. With taking that out, we have these two support beams, one here and one there. We're looking at having it centralized into a singular column right in the middle here, and also minimizing how many interruptions are in the footpath of this entire area. It's going to end up being a full open floor plan sort of concept. We're going to have a banquette over in that far right corner, and then to the left we'll have countertop space. We're hoping to have a kitchen island for seating there. Let's see how it comes together. We definitely plan on getting HVAC in here, ripping out these old baseboard heaters, going all electric and efficient. We are going to be replacing all of the windows in the home. They're kind of yellowing and patinaing. Looking forward to getting this place all electric, all efficient, and sealed off and warm soon. Let's go upstairs, take a look. She is gutted and ready to go. As you can see, the ceiling is gone. Looking at having that replaced, but first things first, we're going to be pulling out some of this old insulation in here, getting it replaced with new and fresh materials. Hoping to have a walk-in closet right where you see the chimney is in the back wall of the bathroom, coming forward probably to about here. Replacing this door into a sliding glass door, opening this area up, letting more natural light in, and doing a walkout. A nice little porch potentially. We're up in the air about having steps going down to the ground for access. Might just be a private walkout balcony space. We haven't gotten that far yet. Took out the drywall. We have some remnants of water damage that we're going to work on and have these things fixed up and replaced as well. In this corner here is going to be bedroom number 2. This is going to be 12 by 12. It's going to come to about here where the stairs stop, maybe go over a little bit more. If you see, we still have some of the chimney left. Well, really 2/3 of it left probably. It's been removed from the roof. I don't know if you can see up into there, but when we had the roof removed and then replaced, we did remove the chimney or start to remove it. We are going to be fully taking it out as it kind of sits right in the center of the home and really disrupts the flow of how we're going to end up laying everything out. Like I said, we're going to be going all electric and efficient here. Bathroom is going to remain in place. Obviously, we're going to be taking this tub out and refacing all of this among everything else that's surface-based here. But looking at a double vanity, hopefully, with a walk-in shower option here. We're hoping to have the hallway go from the back wall there all the way to the bathroom this way. This is going to be primarily your exit point from where the stairs are going to be coming up through along this right side. Okay, this is where the stairs are going to be relocated. This is the landing that you'll be coming off of when you come up the stairs. Hallway leading you to the bathroom back that way. Bathroom is not being relocated. She's just getting fixed up. Really excited to get the electric finalized in the house. While that's generally something that gets done near the end of the build out, since we're moving away from oil heat and we're adding a mini split system, we had to upgrade the amperage in this house. It was 100 amps. Now we went up to 200. Special thanks to Will and Don at the permits department, and especially Tito for putting it in for us. While electric is something that happens a little bit later on, at least getting it finalized and everything installed, we needed the system upgraded to be prepared to receive all of these new upgrades that we're putting in the property. We want to get HVAC in here. We want to have air conditioning. While that's not common in Maine, it's something that builders are seeing installed a lot more. So it's something that we did want to opt for. And moving towards electric heat. As you can see, our guys have done a lot of work up here. They've really ripped things out. This is where the old kitchen used to be located. The ceiling is gone, essentially. We only have very few sheets of drywall that still need to be removed. And about 2/3 of the chimney. That's a heavy duty job. We filled up our dumpster a lot faster than expected. I really want to give a big shout out to Claude Lapp Architects out of Bethesda, Maryland. We've been working with them for years, so naturally we knew just who to call when it came to laying out this house. It originally was a little over 730-ish square feet. Once we get the downstairs level finished off as well as upstairs, it's going to give us just shy of 1,800 square feet to work with. We really wanted to maximize bedroom space. We wanted to maximize the amount of people could come here and stay here and enjoy the area with us. That calls for big master space, but then also an additional bedroom where kids could potentially stay over, or adults, it doesn't matter. We're thinking about doing multiple beds in that room. The third room is going to be the smallest room. It's probably going to be around 9 by 9. That room's purpose is really just to end up being more of an office or study space, potentially having a day bed in there where we might have some sort of trundle bed pull-out option. Again, maximizing how many people can enjoy the home with us. Steve and his crew are here today to relocate the stairs. The guys are definitely getting started, pulling screws out, looking at moving the stairs onto that far right side of the wall like we talked about. Yeah, it's going to be a work in progress because the stairs are directly in the center of the house and they're under the load supporting beam as well. So we are going to have to relocate that eventually, but they've gotten started and we're really excited to see what it looks like once they get moved. One of the parts of this journey we haven't been able to focus on yet is the large amount of land we have behind our home. While our first priority was to address the roof and new floor plan, we knew we needed to explore our options for our nearly 15 acres. There are a lot of trees back there, but we don't know the current state of our forest and how it may impact our future plans. And for that, we wanted to call in a local expert. After a quick search, Hancock Lumber came across as one of the best tree and lumber mill resources in New England. So we reached out and set up an appointment. One of their representatives, Matt, said he would be glad to come down and help us understand what we've got happening back there. I see him coming down the road. Let's go get it started.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you've got, you know, it's mostly eastern white pine here growing. Yeah, so the company I work for, we're a sawmill, Hancock Lumber, and we're the end user of this species and type of tree. So we saw it into lumber and produce lumber that's used for siding, cabinetry work, window trim, all kinds of trim products. It's kind of more of a finished lumber instead of a structural lumber.
Okay, great.
So that's kind of what you have here,
awesome.
You know, right off the bat. I mean, it looks like, you know, you don't have, you know, it hasn't been managed in quite some time. So I think there's just some natural,
yeah,
you know, self-thinning going on. You know, it's, if you do nothing, you know, every tree doesn't live, you know, it eventually self-thins itself, and it's kind of survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what's, you know, going on.
Yeah, parts of our property also sit along wetlands
Yep.
as well. So I know with the pine, I think, do they prefer the kind of wet area?
Pine's kind of, you know, they really will grow just about anywhere. They'll grow, you know, kind of in some wetter conditions. I mean, I think they thrive the best in, you know, like a sandy soil condition, you know, well-drained soils. But you can kind of find them just about anywhere in the state. It is the state tree,
right?
White pine, kind of interesting. This kind of area down here, you know, Saco, southern Maine, it's, you know, one of the more predominant species on the landscape.
Cool. Did you want to walk
Yeah,
back a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of what I come for, is see what's here. You know, an idea where you might want to start would be to have a soil study done.
Yeah, we definitely do want that to happen.
And see, you know, kind of what type of soil you have here and how suitable it is. Yeah, let's go for a hike.
Cool. It's crazy. I've actually never been back here yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. I think we might just have to go through it. Have you had a wetland study done already? Is that what the yellow flags are? Yeah.
Yes. It's a normal part of your job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time outside, a lot of time in the woods. I mean, it looks like it's mostly all white pine. I mean,
yeah,
it's of red maple, but it looks like mostly pine.
Yeah.
Are the property lines visible? Are they there?
You know
or is
what? I don't know because
well,
I haven't
we're about
even
to
been
find
back here.
out. Yeah, it's probably somewhere right in here.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes what you'll see, you know, there'll be like scuffs on the trees.
Oh, like to mark and indicate?
Yeah, and then there'll be like red paint, you know, and that's indicating of the property line. Not always, but sometimes. All right, here's your property corner.
Okay.
So this is where, you know, the property does that.
Yeah.
You know, this is the monument, you know, a surveyor put out to indicate this is where the property line changes direction.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a northern red oak.
Okay.
It's a different species. So I think this is kind of getting more into the area that you would...
Yeah, this does look more like towards the back corner.
Right. Okay, you can kind of see it there. There's just a little depression that goes through. This app's pretty cool. It's really for outdoor recreation, but it's called Onyx, and so it is a georeference copy of the tax maps.
Okay.
So you can kind of see, like, there's you know, the lot line right there.
Right.
You can kind of, and then, you know, the blue dots where we're at. Yeah, I mean, there's you know, there's definitely quite a bit of wood here. You know, clearing, converting land is, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's an expensive endeavor. if I was in your shoes, I think your next step would be, sort of to get all of your ducks in a row with, the zoning and everything. And then once you have that done, and then you can kind of start thinking about planning and trying to execute. The grounds, I mean, I think it's probably pretty sandy soil. It's pretty dry. But also finalizing 100% the plans for where you want to, having a exceptionally firm plan of where you want to clear.
Okay.
Because, once they start cutting and clearing,
it's happened.
It's no going back.
There's no undo button.
This was definitely, at one time, this was an old field.
Yeah.
And this is very typical of the area. What you see is, the fields stopped getting taken care of. They got abandoned. Yeah. And then, natural reforestation happened. And this is kind of the result of that. Rough pine, as you will. Just talking at it from a log quality perspective, from forest products mind. This is kind of rough pine.
Kind of wild.
Yeah. And you see this happens a lot in areas where the fields, reverted back to forests. It's what as a nickname for it, it's called pasture pine. Okay. Yeah, Maine's got a pretty, unique and interesting land use history. And most of Maine is all old farmland at one point. Okay. Especially down in this area of the state. But something like this, it could be 80 to 100 years old. Yeah. But it's kind of hard to put a pinpoint on it. Thank you very much for all the facts and the I guess, education on what you're looking at and what you think. Sure. Wow. That went differently than I thought. It was awesome, but not how I expected. Matt's a cool guy. He was very full of information, learned a lot about the history of the ecosystem through Maine and the forest specifically. I learned a lot about the different types of trees that we have on our property. But I was not ready to crawl through our acreage today. Here I am thinking that we're just gonna, walk around the cleared out perimeter area. And he's like, no, we have to go and take a look at what we're talking about. I got to crawl through our beautiful woods for the first time ever, and it was absolutely amazing. Words can't describe how cool it was, honestly. Once you really get far back out there, it really clears up. A lot of the brush kind of dies back. And there you see some of the oldest, largest, most beautiful white pine and red maple. It was really quite an experience. It was really cool talking to him about the different types of trees that grow on the property, because we are going to need to do some clearing out for some ingress. Not exactly sure yet what we're going to do, but I found this meeting to be really educational and very helpful as far as understanding what's happening. We don't know a lot about forests. We don't know a lot about land. We don't know a lot about woods. We are new landowners, and one big thing that we've been struggling with is, what do we have here and what do we do with it? We discussed a lot of our options, talked about some planning and zoning things that Nick and I have in the works, some ideas, what might work best. Matt was a cool dude, and we appreciate his time. Looking forward to what happens.
Every story has an end, but in life, every ending is just a new beginning.